Cybercrime is a growing problem. Studies show that Americans are increasingly being victimized by computer crimes. According to a recent Gallup crime survey, 11% of Americans say they or a household member were the target of a computer crime on their home computer in the past year. According to estimates, cybercriminals steal intellectual property from businesses worldwide worth up to $1 trillion annually. Hi, I'm Professor Mark Grabowski, and this lecture will provide an overview of the common types of cybercrimes that are prevalent in America today, along with the challenges law enforcement officials face in fighting crime online. Companies also have a role to play in protecting against cybercrimes. Finally, we'll also touch upon cyberterrorism, one of the most serious global security issues today. So what is a cybercrime? The U.S. Department of Justice broadly defines computer crime as any violations of criminal law that involve a knowledge of computer technology for their perpetration, investigation, or prosecution. The DOJ divides computer-related crimes into three general categories. First, a computer may be the object of a crime. This category primarily refers to theft of computer hardware or software. Second, a computer may be the subject of a crime. These are computer crimes for which there is generally no analogous traditional crime and for which special legislation is needed. This category includes spam, viruses, worms, Trojan horses, logic bombs, sniffers, distributed denial of service attacks or DDoS attacks, and unauthorized web bots or spiders. Third, a computer may be an instrument used to commit traditional crimes. These traditional crimes include identity theft, child pornography, copyright infringement, mail fraud, or wire fraud. Law enforcement officials can charge computer crimes under at least 40 different federal statutes, and there are also a number of traditional criminal statutes that apply to computer crimes. Some of these crimes are misdemeanors and may only result in a fine, while others are felonies and can result in a long prison sentence. While federal officials often investigate and prosecute cybercrimes, state officials and local officials can also prosecute computer crimes under a variety of state and local laws. Let's now cover some of the common computer crimes punishable by law. First, hacking is illegal. It is a felony to knowingly access a computer without authorization and with intent or reason to believe that the information obtained would be used to injure the United States or to benefit a foreign country. It's also illegal to intentionally intercept electronic transmissions, including computer and cell phone conversations, texts, and email. Second, child pornography is illegal. Possessing, viewing, or distributing child pornography online is a felony. This includes computer-generated child pornographic images, obscene materials that depict children, and sexting that involves minors. Third, spamming is illegal. In an effort to combat unsolicited email, Congress has adopted tough laws against spam. Spam is unsolicited bulk commercial email from a party with no pre-existing business relationship. Spam is typically understood to refer broadly to unsolicited email messages or junk email, typically commercial in nature. Federal law contains several key provisions that affect persons or companies that send spam or unsolicited commercial email sent to large number of email addresses. Fourth, copyright infringement can get you in lots of trouble with the law. If you illegally download or upload online a song, movie, or other work without the copyright owner's permission, you could be fined and go to jail. Although the common remedy for infringement is by a civil action for copyright infringement, the federal government may also bring criminal charges for copyright infringement. Fifth, online identity theft is illegal. Identity theft occurs when someone obtains, uses, or transfers another person's personal identifying information, such as a name, social security number, or credit card number, without permission to commit fraud or other crimes. And finally, wire fraud. The federal wire fraud statute prohibits the use of interstate wire communications to further a fraudulent scheme to obtain money or property. Courts have held that the federal wire fraud statute applies to computer crimes. Law enforcement officials aren't alone in their responsibility to protect against cybercrimes. For many companies, Collecting sensitive consumer and employee information online is an essential part of doing business. They also have a legal responsibility to take steps to properly secure or dispose of such data. Almost all states have enacted legislation requiring private or government entities to notify individuals of security breaches of information involving personally identifiable information. In light of recent major breaches, Congress is currently considering a new data security law to protect online shoppers' data. Despite all of these penalties and protections against cybercrime, stopping it isn't easy. Law enforcement officials and prosecutors face challenges in the investigation and prosecution of computer crimes. Cybercrimes are often not enforced because of jurisdictional problems, the lack of information sharing among enforcement agencies, lack of technological resources and experience among local enforcement agencies, and resistance to devoting time and resources to a problem in which most of the victims are outside any one jurisdiction. Many companies and individuals may also be reluctant to report offenses due to the potential for negative publicity. Criminals may encrypt data so that even if law enforcement seizes or intercepts the data, they will be unable to understand its contents or use it as evidence. Finding the true identity of criminals from online criminal conduct can also be a difficult task for investigators. Finally, a related area of concern is cyberterrorism. Cyberterrorism is defined as terrorism committed by using a computer to make unlawful attacks and threats of attack against computers, networks, and electronically stored information, and actually causing the target to fear or experience harm. Cyberterrorism and cybercrimes threaten the privacy, economic security, and national security of individuals, companies, and countries. The threat of cyberterrorism is one of the most serious global security issues today. For example, when Russian tanks rolled into Georgia in 2008, cyber attacks crippled Georgian government websites. In 2010, Iran's nuclear development program suffered a major setback as a result of its computer being infected by malware. Israel is suspected of being behind this cyber espionage. Many countries, including the United States, are suspected of using cyber attacks as a weapon against other nations. Once again, this has been Professor Mark Grabowski. Thanks for watching and try to stay safe online.